Hello viewers and welcome to another piece of crap boat anchor bingo pinball repair video. So here's the deal. I have 20 of these pinball machines and I'm going to do a whole series fixing every single one of them. They are bingo versions like these, so it will be much fun sacrificing my sanity fixing all these machines for your entertainment. I'm going to start today with Mystic Gate. So let's dig into it. This is a pretty cool machine. It came out in 1975 and it has this cool gate feature here where the rebound rubber lifts up and you can make a skill shot into each of these numbers here. I thought that was pretty cool. I got this machine with a bunch of others in one location that me and my bestie went to. The cabinet on this game is pretty good. There's a few nicks here and there, mostly around the edges. Cool artwork. Playfield, it's not great. There's some serious planking. I can even see it through the glass, and the glass is pretty dirty. See it there? There's even flakes of the paint missing. I'll give you a better look once I take the glass off, but from the cabinet, it's pretty good. Some rust on some parts like the plunger is all rusty there. Legs are pretty good. Here's this side. It's got a nick there. Steel rails are pretty rusty. That actually might be dirt, but I know that right there is rust. The buttons are also pretty messed up. The back glass, pretty good actually. There's a little bit of flaking right about here and here on the mystic lines. So that'll need to be sealed so it doesn't flake any worse than that, but other than those two areas it looks pretty good. Just the head on this side. Let me prop it back a bit and then I can show you the inside of the head real quick here. Okay, so I'll open up the door and I'll show you inside. Both the locks are missing, so I don't have to pry open the door on this one. Luckily. Well, if I can get it open. It's stuck. There we go. Look at all this crap. Can't see too well inside. I forgot. My trusty lamp got misplaced. The Mystic Lines unit. There's a bunch of stepper units there. Control unit. Transformer, replay unit, relays, more steppers up there. So yeah, this repair is going to take quite some time. By this area of these boat anchors, the mixer units have shrunk significantly. Pretty interesting wiper there. It's got 6 arms and each arm has, I don't know, like 8 of those little wipers. They call this one the program disc, whatever that means. Only 2 little mixers here. The rivets are not really looking great from what I can see here. Can I zoom in? There we go. And they're not great. These ones aren't too bad. More search relays. Looks like all five of them only have one switch, so that'll be interesting. Coin unit. These look to be replay counters, I guess, for all four colors, and these four stepper units here must be for the colors. Those are probably for features. Let's see, what does that say? It's red double, yellow double, green double, blue double, golden gate. Wait. Golden gate! Oh, sorry. Tilt, 4-star, 3-star. The 4th, 5th ball lockout for a 4th ball lockout. Coin cam switch, I don't know what that does. And also by these era games, they used a motor to reset the bank instead of a coil. Or a couple coils, which I don't know why they didn't do that sooner, because I had a bunch of problems with the bank resetting on Broadway when I still had it. The reflex unit there. There's the timer unit. I don't know what this unit is. There's something written on it back there. See it? Right about here. Can't read it though. Does it say scramble? I don't know, the scramble unit. Whatever that does. That's pretty much it. And then the Jones plugs under there. Then there's a little PCB with a bunch of diodes on it. I don't know what that does. Then we have this thing here, which is the alternator unit. No idea what it does. Just got a couple switches and a little dinky coil there. It looks to be in good shape that I can see so far. I don't really see anything horribly screwed up or dirty. The rivets, at least on this one here, aren't too bad. There was this piece of tape written on the glass here that says, "Lights up will work but need work." I didn't write that, people. I actually have a bunch of these Mystic Lions games, so hopefully they'll be just as fun as the Magic Squares. So I think what I'll do next is I'll see if I can get this glass off so I can give you a better look at that playfield. Okay, I was able to get the glass out. Just held on by a couple wing nuts, but one of them was missing. So here's a better look at the playfield. And I see this, I'm thinking, what the fuck happened here? Thing just disintegrated away. I'll have to get a new one of that. I think now that I think about it, I think I have another game that's like that actually, so I'll have to look out for 2 of those ball lift covers. But the playfield is really not great. You can see the planking and rippling all over this thing. And it's really dirty too. There's that area again. And up here it's pretty bad too. That random lamp cover that fell out. So hopefully when it comes time to clean that, it won't be a big problem. Just have to go as carefully as I can around it. I don't know if Jasmine will want to clean this. Probably not. She might be too afraid to. I might have to do this one myself. So, yeah, there's the plunger. It's kind of stiff. At least it's not as rusty as Broadway was. It's missing the instruction cards, but they were there at one point. You can kind of see where they were. So I have to look out for those online somewhere. So I think what I'll do is I'll see if I can take this playfield out, and then we'll look underneath in the cabinet and see how it looks in there. Okay, loosen the screws and lift the playfield up. Here's how it looks inside. Not too bad, I can see. There's no extra balls, so there's only 5 pinballs in this game. If you look down there, this game has the tilt bob in it. Here's the ball lift motor. View from this side. There's the coin mech. See, this one is plastic. It's not metal like most of them. There's the switches for those 4 buttons. The one over here for the scan button. Pretty rusty and dirty, but that's how it usually looks. Better look at the coin door. Red button's gonna need some paint and clean up on it. This game has the original coin box in it too, so that's a bonus. It's pretty rusty though. Got a couple parts in it. This is probably for the coin lock. This looks like a head bolt. That's weird because all the bolts for the head were in there when I took this apart to move it down here. But I don't know. So here's the shutter motor unit. The switches. Pretty dirty. Here's that gate motor. There's a couple switches on it. And they're all oxidized too. Here's the lifter start relay. Couple switches down there. Here's the switch stack that the shutter closes when it opens up. There's this assembly here, which I have no idea what it's supposed to do. I think it has something to do with this little bar right here. Oh yeah, here we go. No idea how that works, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, so I'll take this board out and the playfield, and then we could look inside the bottom of the cabinet and clean it out too. Alright, here's the little goodies I found at the bottom of the cabinet there. So the first thing is there's a broken relay actuator, or whatever this thing is called. An old piece of duct tape. a piece of broken glass. It's definitely not from this playfield. Or, yeah, the playfield glass. It must have been from the old one. Somebody must have broke it or something. A bunch of old rubbers. An old shooter rod tip. Another head bolt and washer. A couple light bulbs. A bunch of tags. Some of those I could probably put back on if I know where they go. A couple fuses. A few coins. There's 2 quarters and a nickel. I'll read off the dates to you. See, this nickel is from $1979. This quarter looks pretty new. It's from 1988. And then this one is from 2019. What's a quarter of this young gun in here? I guess somebody tried playing it. Then I found a little key ring, a switchblade, which kind of concerns me actually, because you know, I don't think you could get any of these at the time that this was taken out. I mean, it could have been taken out any time before I got this, but I don't know. So I'll have to see where that goes. I found this little thingy here. I don't know what it's for either. Hopefully it's not for this machine, but I'll hang on to it anyway. And then there were a bunch of keys. Like, look at this. And actually, I forgot to mention earlier that when I opened the coin door, there actually are a set of keys already hanging in there, as you can see. Unfortunately, none of these is for the comeback key. Just right here. So that's a bummer. One of these is probably for the front door here. Let me see. Let me try this one, just for giggles. No, that's not for it. It's probably one of these bigger fat keys. No, not that one. Maybe this one. No, not that one. Well, I'll sort through them and see which ones work for this game or not. I don't know if any of them work on the frame locks. There's definitely not going to be any for the back door because, again, the locks are gone. But I'll hang on to them. They might work in other machines that I got. So that was it for the goodies. So I'll clean the cabinet. I'll put all this stuff back in, and then we'll try plugging it in and see if it works. Oh, and there was also this hanging in there. It was like right here. I don't know if it was for like the sides of here. I noticed this one over here is kind of just bare wood. I don't know. So I'll clean the cabinet. Oh, find a place for all this junk. Probably throw some of it away, like the rings and whatnot, the broken pieces. And then we'll try plugging it in and see if it does anything. Alright, well, got it plugged in and it didn't do anything, so it must be off. I also found my trusty lamp so we can help illuminate the back box a little better for you. So let's turn it on and see what she do. Uh-oh. I don't like that. We got a blown fuse on the main line. I gotta look for my multimeter. Pretty sure I got the Jones plugged in the right spot. You know what those ones are. Can't really see those ones. Well, if they weren't in the right place, it'd probably be on fire right now. If I were to guess, but you know, I never really looked at them. Let me look at the Jones plugs real quick. Okay, so I took the Jones plugs out of the sockets, all of them, and they look very bad. I don't know how I forgot to take a look at these before when I took the playfield apart. Like, there's no way that's conducting. Here's the one for the transformer. Can't pull it out because it's, you know, it's mounted right there, but it don't look that great either. So that's probably why it's not working, because I checked the fuses and they're good, so it's definitely the Jones plugs. I'm not sure which one is. No, these ones are for the playfield, but this must be the cabinet. That one's not too bad, but this one here is really bad. That one's not great either. Oh, so here's my first assignment. Clean the Jones plugs. So let me get that nice little sanding block. I'll clean all these up. I don't know if I have anything to clean the plugs and the sockets with, but I'll just see if cleaning these works for now, is like a little band-aid fix. Then that should hopefully get it going. Well, I guess that kind of did it. I cleaned the Jones plugs and I plugged it back in, and it was still dead. So I'm just sitting there pondering. And all of a sudden, it comes on and a bunch of shit starts moving. It scared the shit out of me. So, and there's these relays that are on here. I'm not sure if those are supposed to be on or not. It says number 1 reflex and 2 reflex. So I don't know, but it is up now. It's tilted right now. No idea if it works or not. But I guess it's in a state where it knows that the timer unit is up all the way, because that's what trips the tilt trip relay, the relay bank there. But maybe if we hit the coin switch right here, it'll start. Let's see if that works. Okay, well, it did something. The shutter opened and then closed again. And I heard a bunch of clicking and stuff in the back box. Let me try it again. Still did the same thing. See, watch what happens. Oh, if I could hit the switch. I saw a light flash over there. So yeah, it's definitely screwed up. One of these is a start relay. You could hear, oh, the anti-cheat relay is pulled in there at the top. Better watch my head, I almost hit the switches. This is the start relay right here. I might do something. Huh. So I guess it just does this. So I guess it just does this then. Not really sure what is causing that at the moment. Well, I think maybe we just start cleaning stuff, because clearly we can't start a game or anything, and we're just stuck in this reset loop sequence, whatever you want to call it. At least the coin switch works though, so it knows to start a game at the very least. I think the rebound lifts up. That's pretty cool. So I don't know, I guess that's something. It's definitely better, in better shape than Broadway, because remember that game, the control unit would only spin and you couldn't start a game or do anything. And this, it tries to start a game, but then it fails. Oh look, there's a switch right there that's all screwed up. I doubt that's our problem, but and I'll mess with that a little later once I get to the control unit. I also noticed here this relay is all charred up. I think it says ball lift. Oh, and the label's all screwed up too. See, it's kind of burnt. It's cooked. Well, these two relays here aren't looking too good either. They could still work, but I don't know. I'll have to keep my eye on that. Well, so I guess we'll start cleaning stuff. What do you think? I think the way I'm going to do it from now on is just start on the back door, work our way up, and the same for the head, work our way up. I'll have to see if I could, one of those keys that fits these locks, to take this glass out, because I gotta replace the bulbs back there. So I'll get all my cleaning stuff. I'll get that little blue table I had inside the house. And then we'll start here on all these three stepper units, and we'll start with this one right here, which is the scramble unit, I guess, according to what is written there on the metal. So let's get started. Okay, the first stepper unit is the scramble unit, according to that label written there. No idea what this unit does. Has a big old spiral with a bunch of fingers on it. It's got a switch right here that looks like when this resets, it shuts it. steps up, it opens. See if I can get this to work and show you. All these stepper units seem to be stepping up okay. Let's see. Some probably need some help resetting, but so I will take this apart, clean the rivets, clean the spider, clean that switch, oil all the pivots, and then it should work a lot better now. Alright, scramble unit's done. I cleaned the rivets, they're all nice and shiny. Clean the fingers on the spider. I cleaned this switch right here. I cleaned the gear, it was all dirty and grimy. I oiled all the pivots. So now, it steps up nice and smooth now. And it also resets nice and smooth. Never find the coil. Perfect, so I'll mount this back to the board and then I'll take apart the timer unit. Okay, here's the timer unit. This is the stepper unit in all these games that's the most screwed up. This one's not too bad. If you remember Broadway, the timer unit in that one was really bad. But this one resets pretty good. Oh, it stepped up. Gotta step it up all the way. You can see it steps up pretty good too. There we go. Now reset. Well, we'll have to clean the rivets anyway because they're all dirty and whatnot. And then there's a big old switch stack on this one, so I'll have to clean those. But that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Just gotta remember where the spider goes. But I'll knock that out. I'll let you know how that turned out in just a moment. Okay, I got the timer unit done. It looks much better now. I cleaned the switches here on the back. And it steps up pretty good. So that's good. Now I'll move on to the reflex unit, which looks like there's a bunch more rivets on this one, but if you look, there's only a few of them are like connected or have wires on them. So I'll mount this and then we'll move right along. Okay, I took the reflex unit loose from the door. Here's how it looks. The rivets aren't great on this one. Kind of dull looking, some of them are dirty too. And I noticed when I took this off, this wire's loose. So I'll have to solder that back on there. And another thing is, back here, remember that little piece that I found? It was one of these that I found in the cabinet that I didn't know what it was for. Well, take a look at this. That's where it goes. So, mystery solved. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to look for that little piece. Hopefully I didn't throw it away. And then try and mount it back there so that this magnet magnet can work properly. But I'll take this little nut off. I'll clean these rivets, clean the fingers, solder that wire, oil all these pivots and the gears. Some more gears down there, but I don't think I can reach them. There's also no wire soldered to these little lugs down here. Remember on Broadway there was a wire soldered, I think down here, and it went over to this disc. But I guess they didn't need it on this one. But I'll take care of this, and then we can move on. I think I'll do this big relay bank next. And then after that I'll do everything here and then work our way up. So let me take care of this real quick. Okay, I finished the reflex unit. Got it mounted back there. The rivets are clean. I put some of that grease on there. Fingers are clean. And I also fixed that broken thing right here. This is what it looks like on like this reflex unit, for example. I couldn't find little like rivets or screws to put in there that were that size, so I just kind of soldered it on there, as you can see, but it's holding it on there, so I don't think it'll be a problem. I don't think I oiled the gear good enough. It still kind of sticks, but it's okay. It's the reflex unit, so it's not that important. This side works good though. So I think the next thing I'll do is clean this relay bank here. I gotta oil this motor. It's kind of sticky. I gotta see how it works. Looks like there's these switches right here, right up over this bump. And I guess that tells the control unit or mixer, one of the two, that this is running, and it shuts all the relays, or the switches, I guess the relays, like that. So I'll clean all these switches, and then I'll let you know if any of them were screwed up horribly, and I'll show it to you. If not, we'll move right along. Okay, so I'm cleaning this switch, and I want to show you what I mean when I say the switches are pitting. So look at this one here. See that? See how it's like, there's like a crater inside the switch there? That's what I mean when I say the switch is pitting, because you know the point of contact is wearing through the switch. So let me file it, clean it, and then I'll show you what it looks like after that, because it's quite important. Okay, so I cleaned that switch, and you can see right there, like right about there, right there, you can see that it's still dirty. And that's because, oh look, there you go. See that? That's not good. So what you have to do to fix that is you have to completely file it flat till it's flush and there's no pitting whatsoever. So let me do that real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. There we go. That's much better. See, it's flush, it's not pitting anymore. So now your switch blade will make a nice clean contact against that switch. Now I just gotta clean that one and rinse and repeat for all these other ones. You can see they're all screwed up. But yeah, that's how you fix a pitting switch that doesn't look great. Okay folks, I cleaned all of the switches on this relay bank here. There's a lot of them in this one. Not as many as some of those 6-card games though. But while I was cleaning all this, I realized something. So you know how when I tried to start a game, it wouldn't really start? Well, I had cleaned this motor here. See? And I tried turning this cam and it wouldn't turn. So then I gave it a really good nudge and it popped loose. So I guess this was stuck the whole time. And I guess that's why the tilt relay wasn't, resetting, because this wasn't moving. So I bet you anything we could probably start a game now, since the switches over here and on the control unit and those relays are somewhat clean enough to where electricity can go through them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on and see if anything has changed, which I'm pretty sure it has, since we cleaned all those switches and we know that that motor is no longer stuck. So let's see what happens. Okay. Still in tilt, because the tilt relay, I left the tilt relay tripped to see if my theory is correct. So I'm gonna hit the coin switch down here because there's no credits or replays in this instance, and seeing if it will start. So here we go. Holy crap. Looks like my theory was right. But look at this. That's not right. At least the red's back to normal. But we are in a game. Look, I tried to pop out 2 balls at once. That's weird. But it did kick the ball out. You see, all the relays are pulled in. And listen to those motors. So smooth. Let's see if it'll play. I'm only gonna play it once because this playfield is really bad. But here we go. Kicked out the second ball there. Nine. Okay. Still has problems with it. Wants to kick more than 1 ball out. Well, six. Okay, what's that in the back moving? Oh, why is this turning? That's supposed to do that? Probably not. lifter motor's tripping.
Try it again. Yeah, we'll have to fix that.
Two. Ooh, look at that. We got 3 in the red section. So I think let me fix that. So I think hold on, I gotta put the foot rail back on. So if I press this button here, which is the R button, it will scan for winners, and it'll pay me out. So let's see if it'll do that. Wow, look at that, it paid me out. I got 4 credits. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. I'm happy about that. Could probably start a new game. Huh. Yeah, it's got issues still, but it's a hell of a lot better shape than Broadway, that's for sure. Let's see, let's see if I can unlock some features real quick here. Okay, that's all I could spend because I kind of messed up, but and we got a red payout. I'm not going to play another game because I don't want these pinballs are. Well, this one's not too bad, but I think some of the other ones are kind of messed up. But well, I like that, so I'll keep going through everything else because all I cleaned so far was just this relay bank and these 3 stepper units here. I still have to go through all of this. Clearly, there's still lots of issues. Like, I don't know why these 3 payouts are maxed out right at the beginning of the game, and only this one is, you know, in the right spot. But and our ball lift is tripping at the end of the 5th ball. There's probably a bunch of lights that don't work. I don't know if the Mystic Lines works, but you know, I know if I hit the coin switch. What happened? Oh, it went to tilt. Why did it do that? Okay. Okay, well, we have A lit. Just take the ball here and drain it. Well, I guess it's not going to kick the ball out anymore, but I'll have to check if those work later on. But yeah, it's pretty good. So I'll keep going. Like I said, we'll start with this replay. I think this is the blue replay counter. I don't know. A bunch of other games that have this labeled this as the blue replay counter. But I'll check to see if there's any pictures to be sure, so that I'm not spitting out misinformation or whatnot. But So I'll shut this off and keep cleaning stuff. Okay, I cleaned this little replay counter unit, whatever this thing is. It just had a few switches that need to be cleaned. See, they're all good now. This steps one way, I guess. When it gets over here, then these switches open and this one closes. Then it keeps going. Now all of them are closed. So it just keeps going. And eventually gets back to this position, which is where it's at now. And this switch opens up and these two remain closed. So we'll find out what that does pretty soon, hopefully. So now we'll move on to this little relay bank here. These ones and these later machines are made like traditional flipper games, where it has this little plastic that all these switch blades sit in, and then when this pulls in, it moves them all one way or the other. I hate these though because they have such a short throw. It's hard to get them adjusted right. But it looks to me that right now all of these are adjusted in a way where they make good enough contact. You know, they're not misadjusted. So I'll just clean the switches. Hopefully I won't mess them up in the process. And then we'll move right along, and I'll do the same thing for these ones up here. Okay, I cleaned all of these relays here. None of the switches were out of adjustment, but some of them were severely pitted, especially one over here was pitted, one over here, no, I think it was just this one, was very badly pitted, and then these ones over here were all really bad, but they're all good now. So now we're gonna do the coin unit. I think what this does is when you put a quarter in, because this machine takes quarters instead of nickels. I think this steps up to give you 4 credits, because you know 25 times 4 is 100. So it needs to give you basically what you pay for. And the rivets on this one are pretty dirty too, but they're not too bad. And then on the back there's a switch stack here with very dirty switches, so I need to clean that. Like the other stepper units, this actually steps up pretty okay too. But it just needs a fine tune-up. So I'll knock that out, and then I can do the rest of these ones here. And then we'll already be at the top of the back door. We'll just have the mixer unit, this alternating unit here, and just these search relays here. So I'll tear this apart and clean it, and I'll show you how it looks afterwards. Okay, coin unit's all finished up. Got the switches back here all clean. See them shining down there? So I'll mount this back, and then I'll do these 4 replay counters. I'll probably just only show one, because since the rest are the same, just to save time. Okay, here is the whatever color this is replay counter. I don't know what any of these, which ones are. Could be red, could be green, could be yellow, could be blue. Maybe this one's red. But these stepper units have this kind of board and you know, that has the little singular wiper, and all these are the same, except this one right here is a different color, surprisingly enough. See that? Thought that was weird. But it steps up pretty good. Oh, it's kind of stuck right now. It's in a bad position. It's hard to show, but let's see here. There you go. See, they step up and reset fine. And all these step up fine too, by the way. As well as reset. But there's a couple switches on the back here that need to be cleaned. Need to clean the cam too. Just make sure that, you know, it's extra snappy. Clean all those little fingers. And for this board, I think I might try just cleaning it with oil, since, you know, this is practically a metal, and see if it'll clean up as good, as opposed to, you know, cleaning all the rivets on regular stepper units. So I'll try that. If not, then I'll just use the sanding block on it. And it's the same for all of these, so let me try and clean it up, and I'll let you know if the oil worked good or not. Okay, I cleaned these 3 other replay counters, and I didn't really find anything wrong with them, other than, of course, they were all dirty and kind of stiff. All the switches were dirty, and I cleaned all of them, and now each one of them steps up more better now. Now reset good. So those are done. So now the next thing I'm going to tackle is the mixer unit. See, this one in this game is pretty small. There's only 2 mixers, a couple of pulse cams, a couple index locks, one big old spotting disc. On this one, you can see there's no those fingers, like, you know, on the control unit here. You know, this mixer doesn't have that, so that's much easier. Look, there's a clutch there. I have to take off. You can see the rivets on this one are pretty dirty. I'll give you a better look at that in a moment. There's some switches here, some here, of course, some here, and some here. There's no score extra step relay, because that's handled down here. So I'll take this apart, and then I will show you what all of these look like up close once I remove them all. Okay, I took some of it apart. There's that big spotting disc, or not spotting disc, the board. I have to try and take these off. I gotta get that stupid pin out of that spacer there that holds all this in place. And I gotta see if I can clean all the switches under here, and then this one up here. As well as I think I got all of them. So let's see if I can get this apart some more. And then there's that big wiper arm. All these got to be cleaned, these little fingers here. Then I got to clean this gear and all these clutches. I got to see if I have the correct oil for these, because it says up here that the clutches need to be oiled with neat's foot oil. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I have any. Probably not, but worst case scenario, I could probably just use this instead, or as a substitute. But yeah, I gotta clean all these. They're all dirty. So I'll take that apart some more, and then I'll let you know if I get all of it clean and how it looks. Okay, I finished the mixer unit. I got all the switches clean. I cleaned the cams as best I could. This one cleaned up pretty good. And now I'm going to move on to this alternator unit, which is just a few pieces of plastic and a little dinky coil. So it looks like this just pulls in. But as you can see, it's all stiff and locked up. And there's a couple switches there that'll need to be cleaned. So looks like there's a few little pins there that I have to remove to take this apart. So since that's just real simple, I'll just cut to when I finish that up, and then we can do these 5 relays here. Okay, alternator unit's finished. And that's much better. See the switches up here, opening and closing. This wasn't working probably because this arm right here was just absolutely stuck on that shaft and it would not move. This one was kind of loose too, but it's a lot more smoother now, and this center one was alright. But that's out of the way, and now the last thing on the back door is just these 5 little relays here, and they all got just one little switch on them. These are the surge relays. So I'll knock those out, and then we can move on to the inside of the head, and we'll start with the control unit. So let me take care of that real quick. Okay, all those relays are clean. Little switches on them. There's just one on each of them. Wasn't too bad. It only took about a minute or so. And since everything on the back door is done, let's see if anything has changed at all. Maybe not. Maybe so. So I'll turn it on. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Oh, look. Those 2 relays aren't pulled in anymore. Must have been one of these switches over here that was stuck, because they're actually, I forgot to mention that a couple of these switches were actually stuck close together. So maybe that had to do with these. That's pretty good. So let's start a game real quick here, and just to see if anything's different. Okay, well, those are still maxed out. That's probably going to be a problem with the actual stepper units that controls that. Okay, let's see here. Coin switch is getting stuck a bit. Well, okay. Looks like our lights are still a little bit dim. I'll have to look at that because apparently this mixer here does the lights, and unlike the big program wiper on the other games. If I look, you can kind of see the lights flashing. So I might have to work on that a little bit more, but that'll be at a later time. Okay, so I guess nothing much has changed other than those two relays in the back aren't stuck closed anymore. But I think what we can do now is we can start on everything here on the panel or inside the head. So I'll see if any of those keys that we got and the ones in here, see if they fit any of these locks on the side. And then I could take the glass out and I could fold that panel down to reach the control unit a little bit easier. So let me do that real quick. Okay, here's the control unit. That's big ol' unit here. Basically the heart of the entire game. So I gotta clean all of these switches here. And all these, let's see, angle this. Every time I try to set this down somewhere, the light just does not look great. I gotta clean all those index relays down there too. May have put some oil in the motor too, just so that's a little more quieter, if I can do that. So, oh yeah, and there's our bent switch that's up. I'll just start cleaning all this. I'll start with this surge wiper here. And looks like there's a few switches there. Let's clean that whole board and clean the wiper fingers on it. And then I will do all the switches here. And then once I got it mounted back up here, I can clean all the index switches back there too. I also got the back door open, or not the back door, the front panel down. One of those keys in the front door fit this lock, thankfully, because it wouldn't fit any of the other ones. So here's a better look at everything under here. It's not much on this board, just like 6 stepper units, replay counter, 5 relays, and then a big old feature unit, which is the Mystic Lines unit. I think that's how the center line works. It just moves up and down. Pretty wild, but I'll get into that later. We're doing the control unit right now, so I'll tear it apart, and then I can show you how it looks once it's all clean. So I'll take care of that. Okay, I got all the switches on the control unit clean. See if I could show you real quick here. There you go. I haven't done these ones down here yet, I just did all these ones first. And I cleaned these switches here, they're all good. And I cleaned the search board here, search disk. It looks fantastic. And I also cleaned the little fingers on this too. And I also cleaned the wiper too. Clean all the little fingers on it. Here's that handy dandy sanding block there, as well as on this. So the only things I have left to do is clean these switches over here, clean this up because it's all oily and grimy, oil the clutches, and then I can start putting it back together, and then we could work on the that board there. So I'll put this all back together and we'll get started over there. Okay, control unit is 100% done. I cleaned all the switches over here on those index locks there. And now we're going to start on the lamp board, with all the lights on it. And we're going to start with these stepper units here. Now these are for the individual colors, red, green, yellow, blue. And do you remember how the green, yellow, and blue were maxed out at the start of the game? Well, this is the red lines, the red score. Someone wrote red on it. I found a couple of the labels underneath the control unit there. I'll have to glue them back on at some point. But that's the reset. So here's the red score, and you can see when it steps up, it ain't that great. It's all super sticky. And here are the other colors, and the reason they don't reset is because they're just locked slap up. All three of these. So those need to be tore apart and cleaned. So that is why those three colors are just stuck maxed out, because they can't reset because they're locked up. So I'll do the red one first. And I'll just work my way down to the replay counter, and then we'll just go around as we go. So I'll take apart this one. I'll show you how it looks. How that cam looks in there. It's probably all greasy and oily. Okay, I took that stepper unit apart. Got all this crap all over it. And it's all down there in the shaft too. So I have to try and clean it out. But I cleaned this switch. So all I have to do is just clean the spider, and then clean this, and then I can put it back together. Oh, of course I have to clean the rivets too. But I'll take care of this, and then I'll show you how bad this one is once I get to it. Alright, I finished up the red stepper unit. I think that's much better. Reset's pretty good. This unit is the only one that has a switch on it. The other three don't, I noticed. But we're gonna do this one now. I have no idea what color this one is, but these three are the ones that are like super locked up. So when you hit the reset, nothing happens. Yeah, it's really stiff. See if I can. Yeah, it needs help. But I'll just do the same thing. Tear it all apart. Oil any pivots. Clean that cam off of all the crap that's probably lodged down in the shaft as keeping it from moving. And clean the rivets. You can tell on this one just how dirty these ones are. But I'll knock all those out, and then we can move on to the replay counter. But I'll still show these ones too, just so that you can see how they looked. Okay, I just finished this one. It was a huge pain. The spider was really stuck on there, so I had to pry that out with both hands. And then the cam here was probably the worst part. So I took it out. It didn't look that bad. It had some grease and stuff on it. But I cleaned it off and I put it back on, and it was still really stiff. And it just, the cam would just being inside the barrel without the spring on it would not turn at all. I tried greasing it and oiling it, and nothing was working. So it got to a point where I just sanded down a bit of the barrel that goes through the shaft here on that cam down a little bit, and I think that's helped it. So now when I hit the reset, it goes all the way back like it should. And it steps up great too. I have this one up all the way too. But now I'm going to do this one, so I'm hoping and praying that I don't have the same problem, but we'll see. And I still got that one to do. It's going to take forever. Okay, all 4 of these stepper units are now finished up. These last 2 were exactly the same as this one. The cams were stuck when I tried to put them back in. They just would not move. So I did the same thing I did with this one. I had to file it down so that it's at least a little bit smaller than the shaft hole, so that it can move freely. And they now do. Also cleaned all the rivets and both the spiders. So these are all good. And now we can move on to the replay counter. So let me take it apart, and then I'll give you a better close-up look at it. Okay, so I got the screws removed. I had them removed before. This is a 4-digit counter. I stepped up the reels a bit to see if it was having trouble resetting, but it does not seem that way. Just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And also need to clean the switches too. They're all pretty dirty. And I'm going to try and clean the reels too. I'm going to try and use wax this time, because I've seen some people say that you can use wax to clean these, so you don't have to use a water-based cleaner that's going to mess up the ink, because that's what happened last time. So I'll clean the switches, and I'll clean all the reels there, and then I'll show you how it looks after that. Okay, I cleaned the replay counter. I clean all the reels with the wax that I use. Same wax for the playfield too, and they cleaned up real good. So if you're going to clean your score reels or your replay counter on your pinballs, use wax. And I also oiled all the pivots on both sides and linkage, and now all these step up really nicely. They were already stepping up good before, but now they're even smoother. But I'm not done yet, because this wire came off this coil, and the lug's kind of broken off, so I gotta see if I can sort that out. But the switches are all clean. Can't really see them, but they're pretty clean looking. So now that that's pretty much out of the way, just need to solder this here. I'll do these 5 relays. These are the anti-cheat, multiplay, start, and replay reset relays. I just gotta clean the switches on them. They're all pretty dirty and oxidized like all the other switches. So let me take care of this, and I'll knock this out, and then we can move on. Okay, I soldered this wire back onto this coil, and I cleaned these 5 relays here. Probably won't be able to see the switches. Oh, there you go. Well, maybe not, but they're clean. So now, I'm going to move on to the Mystic Lines unit. I have no idea how to take this thing apart. It's so big too. It's literally got 3 different motors here. Let me go to this side. I was looking at this earlier when I was cleaning these stepper units, and then looks like the way it works is at least the Mystic Line A is when this motor pulls in, it turns this, and that little wiper right there moves, and it looks like this you can keep turning this. It has a couple of indents so it knows where to stop at, and it connects these switches along the way. And you can also see that there, that plastic line that moves. Which is very dirty. But it looks like how that line works. And then A and C looks like oh, here. There's a cam under here. You turn it. It closes those switches, it rides on it. And then this finger disc moves back and forth. It looks like that's how the lines swap spots, which is pretty cool. It's the same thing for A or B. So that's how that works. But now I just got to figure out how to take the damn thing apart. Looks like I'm gonna see if I can take this whole thing off first. It looks like it's mounted on a separate plate here. Looks like I gotta take these screws out. Maybe these two. Then probably the same thing on the other side. Oh, nope, there's none on that side. It looks like these just lift up out of there too, so I don't think there's anything going to be like resisting. But, oh, there's a screw here and here. I'll figure it out, but once I take a good amount of it apart, I'll show you, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so on Mystic Line A, you gotta clean these switches here, and then you gotta clean this here, and to get this off, there's a E clip here that you remove. You remove this one, and then you take this spring off here, and then that way you can take off this switch stack here to clean these switches, and then you gotta take off this E clip over here too. This will probably be stuck, so you got to be careful. You got to pull from both sides, otherwise one side will get kinked up. And then once you get those E-clips out, and this whole assembly will pop out, and then you can clean the little fingers on here, as well as clean these contacts here on this little board. And then once you do that, you can put this back together, and then you can flip it over like such. And then you have these two relays here that you got to clean the switches on, which I've already done. And then if you want to, if it needs it, you can oil the motor, just the shaft right there. And then that's it for Mystic Line A. But these relays here actually for B and C. I did not see a relay for Mystic Line A, so I guess there isn't one. Oh, and when you put this back in there, you gotta make sure that that panel's lined up with this mechanism, otherwise it won't move correctly. It is here, so Mystic Line A is all good to go. You just put those 3 screws back in there. It's not lined up. There you go. That one down there, that one there, and that one there. And then I'll show you how to do B and C once I take those apart. Okay, so for Mystic Lines B and C, what I did was I took this E-clip off and this E-clip off, and that allowed me to lift this whole piece off. That way I can clean the contacts on the fingers and on this little board here. And then I cleaned this switch down here, and I did the same thing for the other side. Just repeat the same thing. But you can see they mounted the switch back on another way compared to this one. So I just took these 2 screws out, and that allowed me to remove the whole switch bracket, so then I can clean the switch. And I oiled both the motors, and that's pretty much it. But before I finish up, I do want to show you something. So when you take these 2, well 3 technically, but this one over here wasn't in there. When you take these screws out, you can actually lift up on this and it will hinge open. Just like that. And that allows you to get inside to view the plastics. And so what I did was I cleaned them up as best I could. They turned out pretty good. I did that with wax, by the way. And then if you take these 2 screws, there should be 3, but this one's missing right here. If you take these out, this sheet slides up, and then you can see the bulbs are back there. That's how you get to the bulbs. But I don't have the new ones in yet, so I'm not going to be replacing them, but I will show you how to do that once I get them in. So once you technically do that, oh, and you got to make sure that that center line is lined up with you know, the armature here. Otherwise it won't go back in and it'll mess it up. But once you put it back down, make sure that these are in there, and then you can put the 3 screws back in and be done with it. And that's pretty much how you repair the Mystic Lines unit. I'll do a much better in-depth video because I have a couple more Mystic Line games that I can show you how to service this whole unit. So I'll do that at a later time. So now that that's all taken care of for now, other than the light bulbs, I can move on to these 2 stepper units here, and that will be it for the head, because we've went through everything else. So only these 2 remain. So I'll finish this up, and then we'll move on to this stepper unit right here. Okay, so our second to last stepper unit that I'll be working on is the Mystic Lines unit. This doesn't have the label, but I know this is it because I have a label here in the back, somewhere over here. That's for this unit. And I was messing with this earlier when it was on, and I stepped this up and the Mystic Lines lit up. So this is the Mystic Lines unit. It already works pretty good. It's just a little stiff as far as like the spider stepping up. A little slow on reset, but you just need to clean the rivets. That's about it pretty much. There's no switch on this one or this one either. So I just gotta oil the metal, clean the spider and clean the rivets and be done with it. So I'll knock this out and then we can move on to that one over there. Okay, I finished the Mystic Lines feature unit. Let's see, where's the... Never find the coils on these. Steps up nicely. That's max. And resets nice and snappy. You can see all the rivets are clean too. So now our last stepper unit in this whole entire game is the selection feature unit, which I think looks like it does these lights. Like those lights down there, if I had to guess. So same deal. There's only one row of rivets on this one. And then I cleaned the spider. No switch on this one. Like the Mystic Lines unit, it does step up pretty good already. It only has like 4 or 5 steps. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4. Okay. And it'll be nice and simple. Good way to finish off the head. So I'll knock that out, and then we can move on to the playfield because we're not done yet. We still got a ways to go. Okay, selection features all finished up. It's nice and snappy, and clean, and smooth. So that is it for everything inside the head. Did the back door, did the control unit, did the Jones plugs back there, and we did everything here on this board. So the only thing that's really left is just the light bulbs. And now we can work under the playfield. So I'll lift this back up, I'll put the glass back in, put the trim back on, and then we'll take a look at what the underside of the playfield has to offer. Alright, I removed the playfield and that little panel there that catches the balls. This is what we got to clean down here. We got these 4, 5 switches here. There's a switch back there behind the shooter rod. That's a manual ball lift. Pretty much every machine has it. That has a motorized ball lift. There's the Jones plug there for the coin door. Then we got this little contraption here, which is called the comeback key. So basically what it does is when you put the key in, depending on how you turn it, it'll add credits to the replay register. It's kind of weird, but that's what it was used for apparently. And then I found put a meter here. It says total plays on it. It says 89,806. I think that was supposed to be mounted over here somewhere, and I think it just popped loose. So I'll have to see if I can put that back down there. If I can. There's not a lot of room to work back there. But here's the ball lift assembly. or the ball lift unit. It's already pretty smooth, but I'll oil the motor, and I gotta clean the switches under there too. Because remember, it was tripping really bad. Like after it shot the fifth ball, it would still move. There's these replays here. Not sure what they are. The labels are gone. And then I noticed this here, this little switch here. I think it's supposed to light up that light bulb, but as you can see, someone has deliberately soldered it together. I don't know why. That's not really a big deal, it just lights up a light bulb. I could just easily take out the bulb if I don't want it to light up. Might even be burnout anyway. But yeah, those where that key was. This key, I don't know what it goes for. Maybe it was for one of the back door locks, but remember, both of them are gone. Not much back here, thankfully. There's the tilt bob. It's in a good spot there, so I won't adjust it or anything. Power switch is back there. Yeah, not much. And on the coin door, there's just the coin switch, button switch. This is a slam tilt, and then this, I don't know, I think it's for like the door lock, or the door, if you close the door, it pushes that switch. Then I also noticed this here. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? So they've hacked it into the wiring here, put electrical tape around it. Okay. I don't know what's going on there, but I'll take out, it looks like, oh, it's a push button. I guess it adds credits to those. I don't know. Whatever's, I'm taking it out. It's clearly not meant to be there. I don't think so. Yeah, I'll just take it out. So I think what I'll do is, I think I'll just start with the ball lift motor first to get that out of the way, and then we'll just work our way over here. And then once all that is taken care of, and of course the coin door too, I'll put the playfield back in, and then we'll work on it. So if I see anything goofy, I will show it to you. Otherwise, I will just knock all of this out and then come back when it's all done. Look at this. That's probably why our ball lift was tripping. The switch is stuck down. It's like that little pivot rod that the ball sits on and press that switch needs oil. But I guess that's why our ball lift wasn't working correctly. Yeah, look, it still gets stuck. Huh. Well, that's nice, knowing that it's not something else. So I'll oil that, and then that should help prevent that from happening again. Okay, everything inside the bottom of the cabinet is done. They only switched with the ball if there's the only thing that looked all wonky and not right. Everything else was good, it was just all dirty. So now I'm going to do the bottom of the playfield. And I'm going to start with start down here and then work my way up. So I'll start with the gate here. So it looks like this spins around closes those switches, and then this one opens up when it rides on that cam there. Probably oil the motor too. It's a little bit sticky. So I'll take care of that, and then we'll do the shutter motor unit next. Okay, the gate feature unit is taken care of. I oiled the motor, it's all good, and I cleaned all the switches. Just these two stacks right here. So now I'm going to do the shutter motor unit, which is all just these switches here that I gotta clean. And probably oil the motor too, which I think is down here. See, this is what resets all the stepper units, strangely enough. But I'll just clean all of these switches here, oil the motor, and then we can move on. Alright, I cleaned all the switches on the shutter motor unit. I also cleaned the lift or start relay and all these switches here. So I went ahead and took off the shutter panel, and the way you do that is you gotta take all these 4 brackets off here, and then you also gotta take the lever off the motor, and the way you do that is you take off that E-clip there and that washer and remove the spring, and then you can slide it forward and then lift it up, because there's a bracket right here and here that holds it. You can see you can't just like lift it up or anything. But what I gotta do here is I gotta clean all 20 of these hole switches here that the ball lands in. So I gotta knock that out, and then I gotta clean the runway switch, and I believe that'll be it. For this, I don't think I need to worry about, because there's no wires or anything connecting to that. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. But other than that, that's all I got left to do. It's just that switch and all these hole switches, so I'll knock that out, and then I'll set this playfield back down onto the rails, and then we can test it. So I'll be back shortly. Okay folks, so I've rested the playfield back down. I finished cleaning all the switches in the holes, and I cleaned the runway switch, and I plugged in all the Jones plugs in the back here for the playfield. So let's turn it on and see if anything has changed, which I'm sure some things have changed since we've cleaned about every single switch in this game. But let's find out. Okay. Kick the ball up for some reason. Got one light bulb back there. Let's see. Just kick another one out. Well, I had to look into that. But let's hit the start switch and see how it plays now. Oh wow, look at that. Our colors have reset back to home. The green one stepped up, and look, we got 4 credits on the replay, which I don't think that was happening before. Let's put the ball in the trough here. Okay. Coin switch doesn't do anything. Let's press the button. Okay. That's good. Our colors are advancing. Let's see if I can unlock the mystic lines. I'm not seeing them work yet. Okay. There's line A. Add some more credits on there. You know what? Let's just step it up manually. Okay. Now we got all of them lit. Okay. Shoot the ball. Take the other one out. Shutter closed. Okay, there's 9. Alright, let's see. There's C. Okay, C works. That's nice. It's A. Okay. There's B. Nice, they all work. Okay. So let's get the other balls here. Okay, there's 2 in red. There's 5. Let's see here. Okay, we'll keep it in the green there. Oh, that was weird. Now A doesn't work. There we go. Why do they do that? That's supposed to, I don't think that's supposed to happen. I don't like that. Guess I'll have to work on the Mystic Lines units again. Okay. Bulb for 10 might be out still. Ah, nice. We fixed our problem with the ball lift there. I remember it wasn't kicking out, or no, it kept trying to kick out the ball. But I guess fixing that switch fixed it. Your our timer unit stepping up. So cool. So that issue with the Mystic Lines is probably the biggest thing that I gotta worry about. But we got our colors, units working good. Okay, I guess this is cool for 2 in the same color. I feel like that's pretty good for now. So I think what I can do now is I can start working on the display field a bit, because it's really bad. See, the planking is so bad. It's just really dirty too, especially under there. And then I got the glass is dirty too. The smudge marks all over it. So I'll set up the camera on the tripod, and then I will do a quick little cleanup job on the playfield. So stay tuned. Okay, here's how the playfield turned out. Other than the wear that it now has, I think it looks great. It's clean and it's shiny and it's all that matters. I oiled the shooter rod to replace the rubber tip there. So now it's very good. Clean and wax the wood a little bit. I still need to clean the rails and the foot rail. Try to clean up some of these buttons. This wear here, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that really, because I'm just not capable of doing it. You probably could do it if you're talented enough, but I'm not. I'm only an amateur, so those will just have to be the way that they are, but I'll still clean them up as best I can. But that will be a little later. I also replace all the light bulbs on top. I still need to replace that one under there for that little red light. I gotta unscrew it though, that's why I didn't do it yet. And the rubber rebound is a circle on this one. The original one is kind of like a rectangle, but you can see the gate is closed and it doesn't touch the bottom of the playfield, so we should be fine there. But I'm also waiting on the pinballs. I got new pinballs for it. The old ones, I just need to buff them up to make them look shiny, and then they'll probably be okay to roll around on this playfield. But I don't think my Dremel has like a tool for that, like an attachment. So I'll just have to stick with the new pinballs. But the playfield is done, which is what I wanted to get done for a while so that I can safely roll the ball around the playfield, because you know, I was thinking all this wear and planking that it has, you know, the dirt was going to be driven into it, but it looks okay for the most part. I didn't have anything to ink in back these arrows, so they're just gonna stay the way that they are. So I think what we can do now is I can start it up, and since I can roll the ball in the playfield now, I can troubleshoot and see if the card bulbs work, how many of them work, and then we can start troubleshooting whatever doesn't work and track it down. So I'll start a game and then we'll just start playing it and see what doesn't work. Alright. I think what we'll do first is, before I start testing it, is I'll replace all the light bulbs in the back glass and then replace the one for that little light there under the playfield, just so that it makes it easier for me to troubleshoot the features. So let me do that real quick. That's much better. And I also cleaned the front of the glass, and I also cleaned the back of the glass, but I also cleaned the areas where the light shines through, but very, very, very carefully, because you know, like, some of this is flaking. Like, I didn't clean this area or these three areas here, but I cleaned some of the other ones. I have to take the glass out again eventually too to clear coat it so that you know, these don't get worse, or any other area really. But it looks very good. I can see through the glass on the Mystic lines now. So we'll start a game, and we'll just start testing all the features to make sure that they work. So let me set it up momentarily real quick. Okay, I started a game. We're in gameplay right now. and I stepped up the scores a little bit just so that they can pay out. So I think the first thing we'll check is to see if it scores in each section properly. So we'll shoot the ball here. We'll start with the blue section, so we'll just go 11. We'll start with 3 in a row and see if it'll pay out for all 4. Okay, 15. Okay, 14. Okay, now we got 3 in the blue. I don't know if it'll scan right now. Nope. Okay. So I'll grab this 4th ball. We won't land it in anything yet. Actually, I guess we can just land it in a random number, 8. So now if I hit the button, it should scan. So let's see if it'll pay me out. No, it should give me 24 credits. Oh, it did not score. Do I hear the score section turning? Let's see here. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. So watch what happens when I pull on the index relay. Seen this before. So I had this problem in Broadway last time, and you may remember, but what ended up being the problem was the search relays were not making good contact, and it was resulting in this type of activity. I think what I'll do is I'll just go through these again. I guess I didn't get them good enough. If that doesn't fix it, then I'll check some of these index locks over here, and maybe this whole thing in general. Let me do that real quick. Okay, let's try it again. Clean the switches on these a little bit better. Some of them were kind of still pitted. So let's see if it scores now. Guess not. I guess we need to look at those cam switches again. So let's see where this one goes, then we'll try it. Well, I got one. Okay, so we'll look at those switches again, and I'll let you know if any of them were looked goofy or were out of adjustment. Okay, so these switches right here were misadjusted slightly, and they're kind of out of place, so maybe we'll get lucky and that was the issue. So we're in the blue again, and we should get 24 credits right now. So let's see what happens. There we go. Looks like that fixed it. So let's try 4 in a row, so we should get 64 credits. So we drop an 11. Now we have all of blue lit. So let's press it again. See if it'll go up to 64. Perfect. So let's try the yellow next. Okay, here's our yellow payout. So we'll start shooting the ball. Catch it. We'll put it in 18. Almost put it in 16. Okay. So 8. And then we'll do 20. So now we have 3 in the yellow. So we have 50 credits right now, and we got 36, so we should get 86. So we'll just shoot this ball so that that program unit stops spinning. Hold the ball. Okay, let's see if it scores in the yellow. Perfect. So let's do our last number, which is 3. Oh, 3 doesn't work. I don't know if maybe it's just the bulb's just out. Oh nope, 3 straight up doesn't work. I'll add that to the list of things that don't work. But I'm sure it would work. So we'll do red next. So we'll start a fresh game and set ourselves a red payout. Okay, here's our red payout. So let's start landing the balls in the red section. Our first number, 4. It's lit. Do 12 next. It's lit. And the last number is 2. Here we go. So we will save these 2 balls for later. So let's see, we got 70 credits right now, so it should give us 86 again. So let's see. Perfect. So let's try our last number, which is 10 there. See if it'll score 50 more points. Here's 10. So we should get 136 points, I believe, or replays, credits, whatever, blah blah blah. Alright, let's try it. Oh, okay, it was 120. Okay, I guess that's working good. So we'll do our last section, which is the green there, and then we'll do the stars next, see if those work. Okay, here's our green payout. We have 90 credits right now, so when we get through now, we should get 106. So let's start landing in the green numbers. So our first number will be 7. down here. It is lit. Nine is our next number. Here we go. $13. It's lit. And 19 will be our last number, but we won't land in it right this moment. Catch those last two balls. So we got 3 in the green, and we should get 106 credits right now. So let's try scoring something. So here we go. Okay. I guess I had one extra. But we'll check on them, make sure that it's correct. But there we go. There's our 3 payout. So we should get 50 next. So we'll end at 19. There we go. It's lit. So we should get 157. Well, that ain't right. I'm gonna have to check our green replay counter. Whichever one it is. It might be this one, because this is... We'll have to work on that. But looks like the scoring is now working in all the colors, just not 100% yet. So let's do the stars feature next. So I'll start a fresh game again. Then I will just trip one of those trip relays there. Okay, so let's try 3 stars score 125. Any 3 stars. Looks like our bulb down there is not working. So to enable it, we need to go over here. And it's right there. So we'll just trip it. It should be lit. There we go. So it says any, so we can make any of these colors. So we'll just do 1, 6, and 17. So there's 1, it's lit. There's 17. It is lit. Okay. Now our last number, 6. And there we go, now we have 3 stars. So, let's land in random numbers. So we should get 25 credits, so we should get 146 if it works, so let's give it a shot here. Uh-oh. It does not seem to work. Let's see. I don't think it should be the, the award. Yeah, it ain't spinning. So I guess I'll need to check, switches over here to make sure they're making good contact. They should be. Yeah, I see them moving. I guess I didn't get them clean enough. I don't know. Hopefully we don't have wire issues, because I ain't about to go through that again. Yeah, it's not scoring 3 stars, so I'll have to look into that. But we'll try 4 stars and see if that works. So we'll just start a new game. So all we need to do back here is just trip the 4-star trip relay. That should do it. Is lit. So let's try the same numbers again, just to make sure that's not a problem with one of these. So do 1 again. Do 6. And 17 there. Okay. Well, actually, no. We have to light all of them because we know it's forced. We have 4 stars. So last number is 16. So there we go. All the stars are lit. So let's let this ball go where it will. So now let's try and see if this one works. Okay. So I guess it kind of works, but I don't think we got our full payout, did we? It just scores 100. Probably need to look into that. Try it again here. Well, no, we had like 100 and something, so it should have gave us 293. I don't remember what we had. We need to work on that a bit. So let's try the doubles over here. So let's try red. Just land in red again. So 4. I'm not gonna advance them just because it may be crazy amounts yet. 12. And 2. So there's 3 in the red there. So the red double trip is up here. Trip that. Now red double is lit. So when we score, we should get 8 credits instead of 4. So we should get 200 even once it's done. So let's let this one go where it will. Okay, let's try scanning. Okay, it almost did it. I guess we still have problems with our replay counters. I just realized this one isn't reset. Looks like this is our red replay counter. I'll have to look into that again. But it does work. It's just the replay counters aren't working correctly. So let's see if we can do the green one now. Just let this one land wherever. Okay. Let's do the green one. Green is this one right here. It's lit. So let's land into the green numbers again. So 7. Nine. 13 for now. Should get 8 again. So you should get 216 credits, I believe. So let's try scanning and see if it'll score correctly. Just let this ball roll first. I think this third. That relay is getting stuck. I guess our green stopped working. I guess our green double's not working. Try it again. Nope, it's straight up not working. Let me try disabling it. See if it'll score without it. Just make sure that, you know, it's not something with the green section that stopped working. Nope, the green section just straight up stopped working. Let me try the just stepping it up here. Okay. Oh, it looks like we have a problem with our green one, so I'll have to work on that too. So we'll do the yellow next. So let me set up the yellow. Okay, yellow is up here. It is lit. So let's land in the yellow numbers. So 18. 8. And 20. So, let's see if the yellow double works. So, should get 8 credits again, and we should get like 200 something. So let's see. Okay, so it looks like the yellow double is working, I think. So we'll do the blue one last. So 10 stop working. Well, there's still a lot of things to do. Now our ball lift stopped working too. and that bulb went out, so give me a minute and I'll set it up. Okay, the last ball got stuck on something that's laying in that tray down there. I'll have to clean it. So at 200 flat, we're at 16 payouts. So the blue double is right here. And it is lit. So should get land in 11. So we should get 32 credits once we score. So instead of landing in 14, we'll land in 5 this time. So let's see if blue double works. Okay. Press the start button. Hold on. Okay, let's try it. Should get 200 flat, so we should get 36 more. Okay, so it's not giving us exactly double, but it is doubling. I guess maybe that was the problem with all of them. So I guess maybe I'll need to look through all of those switches again. But I think what we'll do is I've seen these work, so I'm not worried about those right now. We'll try the gate feature. So just make sure that it works. This will trip the gate feature there. There it is. So if we hit the button here, the gate should lift. And it does. We got our little flashing lights there. So, oh, this light isn't working still. I'll have to look into that. But let's see if the ball will go through it and land in one of those 5 numbers there. Oh. Okay, I can see why the rebound rubber was a rectangle. So when you shoot the ball, it can't go under it because it's round. Okay, this doesn't lift any higher than that, so I guess I'll need to trim it a bit, but we'll just pretend that it went through it. So it looks like it would work if it was the correct speed. But it looks like all but one of our features are working, which is 3 stars. So I'll just look at all those, go through all those switches again. And I'll need to fold this back down because we need to look at the mystic lines. Remember, that's all messed up too. Remember, when you move more than one at the same time, or move, let's say move this one and you move this one, they will both reset. And it happens with the C one too. I think what I'll do is I'll take the glass out, fold this back down, and we'll take a look at it again. Okay, so I took apart the Mystic Lines mechanism again, and I'm about to change the light bulbs on it. So the way you do that is, once you tip this back up, you'll see this sheet on it. It'll be sitting on it like this, and there's 3 screws that you gotta take out, and then this will slide up out of there because it sits down here in this little slot. And then you gotta take this off, and the way you do that is there's 4 bolts here that you gotta take out. And you could just take the nuts out, you don't have to take the entire bolt out, but because it's a flathead. See it? Let's see, where is it? There it is, right there. And it'll just pop right out. And then once you do that, you take all those little washers and nuts off. This will pop up, and then you have access to all the bulbs. So I'll get to replacing them, and then I'll see what's wrong with this unit here. Okay, I got the bulbs replaced, and I set this back down, and I was messing, or not messing, I was looking around, and I didn't really see anything that was wrong that was obvious to me. There's no wires off or anything. So what I did was I just kind of just pushed the fingers down a little bit just to make sure that they were touching those little rivets there on both of these. So we'll see if that did anything. So I'll set this back up and we'll give it a shot, and we'll see how the new bulbs look. Okay, I put it back together and I started a game, and I got unlocked the A and B lines and 3 stars. So we're gonna see if that did anything, or if we're right back to where we were. So since we have the 3-star unlocked, we can actually see if it works now. I kind of messed with the trip relay a little bit that runs this and basically everything else, like the doubles and whatnot. I didn't really see anything wrong with them either, but we'll just see if anything's changed really. Especially after messing with the Mystic Lines unit. So what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna land in the opposite numbers on the B section, which are 15 and 14. So here we go. Then we'll see if I can now move the Mystic Lines without them resetting. So there's 2 in the stars already. Ooh, yes. Looks like we fixed it. I guess there was something wrong with the fingers on that little wiper. I remember, if you remember, if you moved if you moved 1 Mystic Line, it would be fine. But if you moved 2 Mystic Lines, like if I moved it like that, it would reset. But it looks like that is working. I'm assuming C works as well. But I guess we have to see later on. So we'll put the star in the last number, which is going to be in 6. Also, does our 3 bulb now work? Indeed. 10. Yep. There's 10. I guess there was a problem with the bulb. I don't know. But let's see if it now scores stars. So there's no credit, so we should get 25. Still didn't work, but let's try the 17 there. See if that one counts. If there's a problem with 6. Okay, yeah, there's still something up with that, but I guess we'll keep looking into it. I might need to look at the schematics on why that's not working. But I'm glad I at least got the Mystic Lines problem solved. So I'll keep working on it, and if I find anything, I will show you, and I'll show you how I fixed it if I did. Okay folks, I'm in a pretty good place right now with the game, so let me fill you in on what I've done so far. So the first thing I worked on was the scoring, which was the biggest problem. And the first thing that I ran into was the green would not score. And the problem with that was the green replay counter, which I believe is this one here, was not resetting. The other three would, but this one wouldn't. And the reason for that was one of these switches back here was just barely open, so it wasn't making contact through to the reset coil to reset it. So I adjusted that, and now it resets and the green scores as it should. And the next biggest problem was the red would not score correctly. Like, let's say if you scored 4 in the red here, it would only give you like 3 credits, and it's supposed to give you 4. And the same thing would follow through all the way. And the reason for that was because this is the red replay counter, and you could probably see from here the traces on the wiper were all broken up. It's not focusing, but you can see where I've tried to repair it, and that kind of fixed it. But it all boiled down to the wiper contacts being too far. So that was why it wasn't scoring, because it would already reach the its desired spot before it counts up to the last number that it needed. So what I did was I cut the top finger off of the wiper and soldered it to where it's like a little bit back. I don't know if you could see it, because I have this mounted to the back already. You can kind of see it there. It's like a little bit shorter, and I got it where it counts up correctly now, so that is good. The stars were not scoring. The fourth one scored once and never scored again. The 3 wouldn't score at all. And the problem with that was, you remember this? I was wondering what this was, and this is actually the replay counter for the stars. I didn't know that because the label's gone, so I couldn't tell what it was. Obviously it wasn't for the colors, because you know, all 4 of the replay counters for the colors are right here, and those are the actual stepper units. And there's no actual stepper unit for the stars that I've found. And I would have found it when going through everything if I did. But this is how it counts up. And the way it works is this switch here, actually no, it's these switches here. These need to be closed for it to count up like it is right now. And once there's a little niche right here in this disc, once that reaches all the way here, these switches open and it stops counting, and that's how it gives you the desired amount indicated on the back glass. And as it is right now, if I were to score, it would, because from this point all the way to here is 25 steps, and that's how you get 25 replays when you win 3 stars. For 4 stars, I believe it counts all the way around, if I remember correctly, based on observation. I could be incorrect, but that's just what I've been seeing. based on how this works. But the only thing is, I'm not sure how it's supposed to score again if this disc was in a random spot, because if it's in a random spot other than how it is now, it does not score. So I'm trying to think about that a little bit more, but it does work now. So I can actually show you that, but the other problem was the doubles weren't scoring correctly on, I think, the red and the green, or maybe the yellow. I can't remember now. It's been quite a bit, but the green works now, and I know the blue works because for some reason I remember that one working the most. But the red one, it wouldn't work either because that wiper being messed up, and of course that board too. But after fixing that now works too. And I guess that's what caused the stars to start working, because before that, because this was at the same position that it is right now the entire time, and it's never worked. So I don't know why it didn't work now, but it does work now. So I believe everything electromechanically is working in this game now. There isn't much, luckily. So since I have 3 stars lit and I deliberately placed 3 balls and 3 stars, I can show you it scoring. So I just gotta press the button and it will start scoring. So here we go. There we go, 25 credits. So there's 3 numbers in the stars. Any 3 stars scores 25. I got 25, so I'll show you the counter. Let's see here. See, those switches are now open, and that one's closed. So yeah, but I don't know how it's supposed to reset back to this position over here where this is open and these are closed. So I don't know about that. And I guess the really only thing left to do back here is this fell off again, so I gotta find another way to secure it to that little button. You can see I tried using a screw, but I guess that didn't work either, and the solder didn't work. So keep thinking about that. But I guess the only thing left to do on this machine is clean it up and like clean the glass, clean the cabinet, print new instruction cards, and find a ball lift cover. And I'll probably clean up the front too and repaint the start button. It already looks pretty good here, but and I guess a little scrubbing wouldn't help, or wouldn't hurt. I'm kind of tired, so can't think straight. And I also got to clean up the steel rails too. I do have let's see, where is it? There it is. I do have these like knife erasers that I've seen someone, a pinball repair guy, use this, and it works for like cleaning up the steel rails. I tried it here and it works pretty good, so I'll probably do that. And then I'll see if I have something that can buff it too, to where it's shiny, especially on the foot rail here. But unfortunately, as I said before, these buttons I'm not going to be able to do much about. And I don't think you can just get new ones of these anywhere. So those will have to remain the way that they are. But I'll try to clean them up and maybe paint them back in, because these are supposed to be red. This one I don't think so, but the R button and all 3 letters are supposed to be red. Yeah, I believe that's everything I've done. I think I spent the most time with the red replay counter because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't counting up correctly Even after trying to fix those traces and messing with the wiper. I even swapped because this wiper is from the blue one and this one's from the red one, and I swapped them just for giggles, and that actually fixed it at first, but then it stopped working again. So then I just did what I did to the wiper to make it work, count up correctly, and now it's counting up as it should. I believe that's it. I guess I'll come back when I have the cabinet cleaned up a little bit, the glass clean, new instruction cards and ball lift cover if I find one, and then we can play it. So I will be back once all of that is done and taken care of. Okay folks, the machine is finally finished. I completed it not too long ago, so let me tell you what I've been doing since the last clip. So the first thing I started with was all the steel rails. I cleaned them up with that rust eraser thing that I showed earlier, and they turned out pretty good. And I tried polishing them a little bit, but for some reason that left like this big streak along the stainless steel, and that I was kind of pissed off about that, but it looks okay. I did the foot rail too, and same thing, it's like all messed up from the polish. I don't have like a buff tool to buff that out, make it smooth, so nothing I can do about that. The buttons, I cleaned them up a bit. They're a little bit better, but they're still not great. And painting them was a big fail too. Like the paint wouldn't stick very good. You could see on some of them. So those will just have to be left as is. I'll have to find something that can better suit those for next time, because I still have several games that have the buttons messed up on, so I gotta try and make them look presentable as I can. But that'll be for a later time. I cleaned up the front a little bit, especially the coin door, and I was also able to repaint the start button there. That turned out pretty good at the very least. I cleaned the shooter rod bezel and oiled it a little bit, so that's nice and smooth. Here's this steel rail. Like it's still like it still has like all this like pitting from the rust, but you know, from a distance it's not that visible. The glass cleaned up pretty good. I was pretty happy about that because it was pretty dusty and dirty, and I remember there's like this big, I don't know, there's something on it like that was on the glass and the steel rails, that side anyways, but that all cleaned up pretty nicely. I found some new instruction cards for the apron, and also got myself a nice new ball lift cover, so that's all taken care of. I could have taken it a little bit further. Like I could have painted the legs a little bit, like the back ones are kind of rusty at the bottom, or maybe it was the front ones. One of these was really bad. I think it was this one here, down at the bottom on the side a little bit. I did wipe them all off at the very least so that there's no dirt on them, but I can I don't think I had the right type of paint for these legs, so I'll have to get me some for next time. And as for the game itself, I believe it is working 100%. There's still a couple things I gotta watch out on, like mainly the scoring. The red scoring seems to be consistent when it scores, so that's very good. I think fixing that or tinkering with that replay counter, like the wiper, I think that seemed to have done wonders for it. I believe it hasn't scored through like all the numbers, but most of them that it has, it's been working the whole time, especially this one right here, because that one was really bad. It wouldn't even, it would only score like half, but it scores all the way now, so that's good. The double scores for, I think, the red and the green work too now. Mainly the red one after messing with that wiper, in case I didn't mention it earlier. The yellow one definitely works because I was just playing it, and I think I had this a score set, and I had a yellow double it, and it gave me 48 instead of 24, so that one's working. I know the blue one works. The stars I haven't actually unlocked or won them legitimately yet, but I'm pretty sure they would still work regardless. And what else? I think that was it. I was already pretty close with it the last time, but oh yeah, and the rebound rubber here, when I bought this ring kit, the rebound rubber was the full circle one, and the original one that goes in this game is this shape, so I had to cut it down, because before, when the gate was up, the ball can roll under it, and when it was down, it couldn't roll under it. Oh no, when it was up, yeah, when it was up it couldn't go under it, and when it because it couldn't go up all the way because of, you know, since this slips up, it kind of has to kiss the glass a little bit so that the ball can roll under it. So I had to cut it and modify it, and now it works as it should. I think that was it. The pinballs are still the originals because I just cleaned them up and they look pretty good. They're not pitted or all that what is it? You know, when the pinballs aren't shiny. But you know what I mean. I can't think of the word right now. I believe that's it now. So I think what we can do now is we can play it. I've been playing it for a while and I racked up a pretty good amount of replays. So I'll set the camera up on the tripod and we'll play it till either we run out of credits or I feel like I've shown enough. So I will set it up on the tripod and we'll get playing. Okay, let's start. Got Mystic Line A right off the bat. That's pretty cool. Got Mystic Line B, racking up our blue score. There we go, we lit 4 stars. That's pretty good. So we'll just stick with that and we'll shoot the ball. Okay, there's number 1. There's 1 star. That ball drained. There's another star. So one thing that I've noticed about this game is if you drain the ball, the game doesn't wait for you to shoot that ball. It already advances past the point where you can't press the buttons anymore. I don't know if that started doing it now or if it's always been like that, but I've noticed it's been doing that. That's pretty annoying if you ask me, but you know, it is what it is. number 8 there in the yellow. Hopefully we can make the 4 stars. Oh, there's number 4 there in the red. I don't think we're making the stars now. Here's 13, so we didn't win that game and we didn't get to win the stars. But that's okay, so we'll just keep playing until we make a good win. Okay. Here's Mystic Line A. Pretty good yellow. Yeah, we lit blue double. That's pretty good. So we gotta try to win the yellow, because that one has the highest score. The highest payout, I mean. There we go, there's 8. It's a good start so far. There's number 9 there in the green. There's 7. So I can move Mystic Line A, but I don't think I can move it in the yellow. Nah, I can't. So I'll just let it sit there in the green. At the very least, if we make the green, we could get a good enough payout. And there's number 10. Just gotta hope for the green at this point. Oh, nope. Didn't win that one. So let's keep going. Oh, we got A and B. That's pretty good. And we lit the gate feature. I don't know, you'll probably won't be able to see the gate though, but gotta root for the blue. Here we go, there's 7. So I can move that down into the blue there. There's 19. So we got 2 in the green already. Depending on where this ball goes. And there's 11, so I can move Mystic Line A down. That way I have 2 in the blue, but I could also leave it there in the green. But the blue has the highest payout, so I'm going to leave it in the blue and just hope for the best. So here we go. 15 or 14. There's 12. Oh, there's 2 in the green, so we could pull for either green or blue at this point. Oh, nope, didn't win that one. Let's try again. There we go, there's all the mystic lines. There's shoot before 5th ball. That's pretty good. Gives me another chance to hopefully make a good combination there. Goes the first ball. Have to try for the green. Okay, Okay, there's 7. Good start so far. Gotta try to utilize the gate feature. I forget too much that it's available when I unlock it. I just okay. There's 2 in the red. There's 11. I can move Mystic Line C. Hopefully this ball lands in. Oh, nope. There's 16, so I can move the C. So now we got 2 in the green. I'm just gonna leave Mystic Line B alone. Let's hope for 6 or 17. Oh, well, that didn't work. So, didn't get lucky that time. Here's the gate feature again. Okay, we got all the mystic lines. We have the gate feature. So, blue has the highest payout right now. So we gotta root for blue. There's 1. There's 11. Okay. Okay. There's 5. So just gotta root for 15 or 14 again. There's 10. Got one less chance. There's 17. Well, didn't win that one. Hopefully we at least make one win. Trying to strategize the credits, that way I can only spend 10 at a time. Seem to get pretty good RNG with only spending 10 credits, so that's good. Gate feature seems to be pretty consistent today. Hopefully I can actually utilize it in this game. It's a skill shot though, so it's gonna be pretty hard to get it, depending on if I need to use it. Okay, there's 20. That's in the yellow, so that's pretty good. It's in 3 or 18, depending on that Mystic Line B there. There's 15. Okay. There's 17. Not looking too good. Well, there's 14. Those are the numbers that we needed last time. But I guess I'll just have to hope for the blue at this point. Okay, there's 4. Didn't win that one. The gate feature again. Guess I'm gonna unlock it every time I play. Alright, so we want to try to root for the red. Number 8. Well, that's pretty dumb. Oh, didn't shoot the ball. Come on, those aren't numbers that we need for the red. That's also not a red number, but that's the red star, but that's just as useless as any other numbers if you can't get all the red. Well, looks pretty bad today. Hope for the yellow at the very least. Try again with that last ball. Well, heck. Keep trying, I guess. The really high blue score or payout, so we got to root for the blue this time. Hopefully we get more lucky. Okay, there we go. There's 14. There's 3. Spoke too soon. I'm gonna try and make it in the Mystic line A, but doesn't look like it now. Well, guess I have to hope and pray for a red number at this point. I'm gonna be 12 for 2. Oh, nope. Try again. I'm striking out today. Sheesh. Okay. Got pretty good payouts for at least 3 colors there. There's 11. There's 1. There's 18. Well, not winning this game. Sometimes in this scenario, if I light 4 numbers in different color zones or star zones, then sometimes I don't even play the 5th ball because I know I'm not going to win. Just so that saves me time. Come on, my credits are going down. I gotta make a win. Better win that yellow one. That's not a yellow number. That's also not a yellow number. I feel like these Mystic Lines games are like really inconsistent. Like you could win one game and then you could play like 20 more games after that one and not win any of them. That's how I feel about these Mystic Lines games. Well, that number won't do me any good now. Oh, didn't get that one. Got 3 in a row though, technically. But that's not how these Mystic Lines games work. I can't even tell you how many times I got an inline, I guess you could say, score just by playing this game. If I did, I'd probably have more getting a win technically. Forgot to press the buttons, but at least I don't have to waste too many credits this time. Okay. If I don't end up winning any of these games with this amount of credits I have left, I do have some footage of me playing for a while where I make much more consistent wins that I can just repair and play video. After all, this is not like a it's not like a long play or showcase or anything like that. Gate feature again. Yeah, there's all the Mystic Lines. I keep getting that type of payout combo too, where it's like zigzag, kind of like that. They keep rearranging like that. I don't know why. Just something I noticed. Yeah, there's 20. That's in the Mystic Line A. So I can move that up or down depending on where these next few numbers go. Oh, well. That don't do me no good. Oh, okay. There's 2 in one color, but that third number didn't really help. Okay. Oh, there we go. We got 3 in the yellow. And our payout right now is 12, and we have 30 credits, so we should get 42. So, gotta press the R button, and it will scan and register the replays. I'm gonna press it again, I guess. There it goes. There we go. Got 42 credits. So now we at least have 1 win on camera. But we can keep going now. We got all the mystic lines. We got shoot before fifth ball, that's pretty good. There's 6. For a long time I didn't know how you were supposed to win that top set of numbers there. But apparently after reading the instructions, because they weren't missing this whole time, you gotta light all 4 numbers in the same color zone plus the matching star color. Like if I lit 4, 12, 2, and 10, that's all the colors in the red. And if I lit 6 there, which is the star color, that's how you win the highest amount of credits. Like 96 credits is what I'd win if I lit all the colors in the red plus the matching star. But I have yet to do that, and probably never will, because this game's already inconsistent enough with the scoring RNG and whatnot. Probably because there's fewer holes, so the less chances of winning. Plus there's 5 numbers missing too. There's only 20. It's only a 20-hole game, these Mystic Lines games. And the wheel games too. Those only have 20 numbers. Okay, there's 2 numbers in the yellow again. Okay, there's another inline score, both horizontal and diagonally. Not diagonally, vertical and horizontal. But try again. I guess this game likes giving me the gate feature. Here we go. First ball. Number 1. There's 20 again. Here's number 6. I think what I'll do this time is I'll move Mystic Line B. So that 1 number there is in the blue. So I gotta root for one of them. Get the blue or the yellow at this point. Yep, definitely not winning this one. Okay. Please give me something good. That's pretty good. I only got 10 credits left, so we're gonna make one of those big ones there on the left. Okay, here's 4. And there's 8. Okay, there's got 3 chances to get land in those 3 colors there. It's got to land in the right numbers, of course. Okay, there's 10. It's got to root for 12 or 2 to make the red. Oh, didn't win that one. Okay, last game. Okay, there's shoot before 5th ball, and green double is lit. But red has the highest payout. Okay, there's 4. Oh, we might win this one and have more to spend, but we'll have to see, of course. There's 3. Can't move Mystic Line C, so shit out of luck on that one. Okay, there's 10. If I could at least make a number in the A column there, I'll be good. Just gotta land in the right one, obviously. Well, red or the yellow at this point. Well, didn't win. Only won 1 game, so there you go, folks. There's Bally's Mystic Gate boat anchor bingo game. This out of the way. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic repair video. I guess you want to call it that. I don't know. I guess I'll keep playing this for a while and then I'll let it go. So I will see you in the next repair video. So I think there was something else I wanted to say about this, but can't remember. But I guess I can't remember, then it's not relevant. So I'll see you in the repair video, and have a good day.